If you have obtained Spanish nationality, the information in this video will be of vital importance, because unless you follow the steps and requirements we explain here, especially if you leave Spain and use or acquire another nationality, you could end up losing your Spanish citizenship and being deprived of all rights it grants you. So next, we'll analyze the main causes and reasons for the loss of Spanish nationality established by the Spanish Civil Code, what you can do right now to avoid, and more useful information. Let's begin. Hello everyone, how are you? My name is Marina and I'm an immigration lawyer at Balcells Group. Today we are covering a topic that not many foreigners take into account, but which remains extremely important. Because after the long process and all the efforts you surely have to go through to obtain Spanish nationality, the last thing you want is to lose it for reasons that you could have avoided. But before we start, remember to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. We publish new videos every week with key information on immigration and nationality that you will need to move to and to settle in Spain. Now let's dive into the content. Is it possible to lose Spanish nationality? Yes, it is absolutely possible for a foreigner who has obtained Spanish nationality to end up losing it. But before we go into more detail about this specific situation, we must distinguish between two general scenarios, because it's not possible to lose it in every case. 1. A Spanish national by origin can never be deprived of Spanish citizenship, although they can lose it if they voluntarily renounce it. And 2. A citizen who became Spanish by acquisition, for example, through nationality by residence or by option, in which case they can be deprived of citizenship. Although this loss is rare, it is set out in the Articles 24 and 25 of the Civil Code, and it is crucial to understand what reasons may lead to this happening, because most of them can be easily avoided. The main reasons for losing Spanish nationality. There are two main situations in which a foreigner would lose Spanish nationality: acquiring a third nationality or not using Spanish nationality within 3 years after obtaining it. The loss of nationality due to applying for a third one does not apply to countries with a dual nationality treaty, such as Latin American countries, Andorra, Portugal, or the Philippines. In short, in either of the two scenarios mentioned above, not using Spanish nationality over a prolonged period of time, because only the original or a third nationality is used for 3 years. In these cases, unless the foreigner goes to the Spanish consulate and formally declares in writing their desire to keep Spanish nationality, they could lose it. Finally, there are two additional scenarios that could also lead to the loss of nationality, though these are much rarer and less common. First, holding political office or serving in the military in a foreign country when the Spanish government has expressly prohibited it. Or 2, when there is a final court ruling of falsification, concealment, or fraud in the nationality acquisition process. How to avoid losing Spanish nationality? If you have Spanish nationality, you can move to a third country without any problem, whether it's your country of origin or anywhere else. Simply living outside Spain does not directly imply the loss of nationality. However, to avoid losing it, you must consider the following. You have two different alternatives, and you must comply with one of them within 3 years after acquiring citizenship. That means either making a formal declaration of your intention to keep Spanish nationality or using it one way or another. What does using nationality mean? For example, trying to renew your Spanish passport, since the attempt alone counts as proof of your intent to keep it, even if you didn't file a formal declaration. Exercising your right to vote from abroad, voting in regional or national elections in Spain. Exercising your right to free movement within the European Union, granted by Spanish passport, traveling within this area. Getting married abroad using your Spanish passport, or any other similar actions that requires the use of your Spanish passport or involves exercising the rights you obtain when you became a citizen. How to recover Spanish nationality? If for any reason you have lost Spanish nationality, it's not all bad news. It is possible to recover it in certain cases by following these steps. 1. Verify that you meet one of the legal conditions for recovery. You can recover nationality if you meet one of the situations we have explained in this video. 2. Reside legally in Spain. In most scenarios, you will need legal residence in Spain, except in situations like if you lost your nationality because you didn't declare your intent to keep it after acquiring another one, or if you were a minor when you lost it. 3. Formally declare your will to recover nationality. You must submit a formal declaration before the civil registry of the place where you live in Spain, or before the Spanish consulate if you live abroad, in exceptional cases. 4. Registration of recovery in the civil registry. Recovery only takes legal effect once it has been registered in the corresponding civil registry. This is the final step that makes the recovery effective. And 5. In some cases, authorization from the Spanish government. If nationality was lost for serious reasons, for example, serving in the army of an enemy state, prior approval from the Council of Ministers may be required to recover it. And that's everything you need to know to avoid losing Spanish nationality. If you have questions or would like our immigration lawyers to help you with legal situations, don't hesitate to contact us by writing to info@balcelsgroup.com. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next video.